Hello and happy Sunday, everybody. How's everybody doing? How was your week? It's already Sunday again, and today is Sunday. It's April the 29th, and Dusty is perched up here next to me on a bench because John had to run out of town, and yeah, so he's already growing. I don't know why he's doing that already, but anyway, so I perched him up here on, I actually brought a bench from down in the hall and brought it up here so that maybe he would be appeased with not being held or snuggled. But anyway, so today is Sunday, April the 29th, and hello everyone. Hopefully notifications are going to work today, and they're working. There's Lacey. Hi, Lacey. Yeah, so if y'all are watching it with us live tonight, then it is April the 29th. And if you're not watching it with us live, hey Joyce, then you can watch it later on Facebook. You can watch us on YouTube. It's just youtube.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg, or not /IfYouHaveAnEgg. You have to search If You Have an Egg. Hey Joyce, hey Kim, hey Jennifer. Hey Sandra from Dingman's Ferry. Hey Debbie. Yeah, it's good to see everybody. So, looks like it's going to cooperate tonight. Hey my Christy, and hey Kathy. Yes, happy Sunday. Aloha to you two in Oahu. Wish we were in Oahu. And hey Evie, hey Tracy. So if you're watching this later on YouTube or you're watching this later on Facebook, I promise I will put down in the comments what time the actual chat starts so that you don't have to sit through all the hey hellos. And hey Carol, hey Janet, hey Tammy, hey Phyllis. Yeah, because I know the YouTube people are thinking, you know, come on. But YouTube people, you could always join us here live. Yeah, and then you could be in the hey hellos. And hey Tahira. So I hope everybody had a great week. It is Sunday. It is April the 29th. Hey Sherry. Tomorrow is my sister's birthday. So let's see, Thursday of last week or Wednesday of last week, I can't remember which one, whatever day was the 25th, was my brother's birthday. Hey Randy. And Monday is my sister's birthday, my baby sister's birthday. So even though she will never see this, everybody say happy birthday to my baby sister Holly, and we'll just tell her that you did. And hey Sherry, hey, yeah, and hey Stacy. So guess what? Hey Allison, hey Allison. So you all know, hey Kathy, I've been on the desperate hunt for this. Hello Michelle, look what I found, in case you didn't already see it. And yes, YouTube people, I know it's backwards. Yeah, I know it's backwards, YouTube people. Hey Carla. Yeah, so, and Cheryl. Oh, Cheryl, sorry, baby news, I keep getting kicked. What? Wait, Cheryl, baby news. Tell us what the baby news is. Yeah, so my sister's birthday is the one that's tomorrow, not me, my sister. So you all know how desperate I have been. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know how desperate I have been to find the fat-free ricotta cheese since Trader Joe's discontinued it. And I sent a message to Publix. I drove to 11 different stores. 11. Hey Kim. I went to 11 different stores and could not find it. I could find Galbani, how you pronounce it, and lots of people suggested this one. And so, oh, wait. Okay, we've been waiting all day on this. Cheryl's great niece was born an hour ago. Yay! Yay, congratulations, Cheryl. Everybody tell Cheryl congratulations. She has a new great niece. Yeah, awesome. And hey, Brenda. So yeah, Debbie just said this is more than double the size. So this means there's going to be a lot more Waggos in my future. There's going to be a lot more cheese grits in my future. Yeah, anything that I can put fat-free ricotta in. So yeah, hey Jen. So totally excited about this. Super excited about this. Send an email to Publix, or actually didn't send them an email. I filled out a form online, and the form is not why I have this yet. I'll get to that story. Hey Grace. So I filled out the form online and they escalated my request. I guess I sounded so desperate for the fat-free ricotta cheese. I only eat 3 things that are fat-free, and this is one of them. Yeah, because it's awesome. But anyway, so I drove to 11 different stores in what? Girls that have been following this drama, this saga, maybe a week and a half, I guess. 11 different stores in a week and a half or 2 weeks. Been, driving around trying to find it. Anyway, finally found it. So never give up, never surrender. And hey, Lisa, yeah, never give up, never give up. Okay, so yeah, I finally found it. So it's Sunday. How is everybody? Hey, Kathy. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Sybil. Hey, yeah. Jen says she finally found us. Yeah. So happy that you're here. And hey, Lynn, how are you doing? Okay, one of the things that I have to show you all tonight, I'm gonna have to show you in a hurry because it is sitting here melting. So I'm gonna skip real quick I know everybody's not here yet, but I'm going to skip real quick to one of the things that I'm going to show you tonight because it's going to literally sit here and melt. And I need to put it back in the freezer. So last week, yeah, so I tried to make the popsicles last week, or I was trying to make the yogurt popsicles last week. That was an epic fail. They were so good. They tasted good, but I had to eat them with a spoon out of the popsicle thing. So I don't know if the popsicle thing was just too skinny. Maybe it was too small and too skinny for what I was trying to make, but it did not work. It was delicious with a spoon eaten out of it. So I changed it. And this, hey Mary, and this is actually the recipe I'll be posting. And I know I'm kind of doing this out of order, but these are going to melt if I don't get them back in the freezer. So apparently you can't leave them sitting out for over 30 minutes, getting ready for the chat. So instead of making the popsicles that I was trying to make, instead I made them into cupcakes. So these are frozen yogurt cupcakes, and I hope that you can see them okay. One of them already has a bite out of it, and I'll show you that in just a second. But yeah, so this one is a creamsicle one, and it's vanilla on the bottom. It's vanilla on the bottom, and it's orange on the top, and then I put just a little bit of sprinkles on top. It's only one Freestyle Smart Point. So one of my favorite things about Freestyle is that non-fat plain Greek yogurt is 0 Smart Points now, and I'll promise I'll tell you all later how to, hey Betty, I promise, oh you're not really late Betty, we just started. I promise I'll tell you all later how to make these, but they are so yummy. The popsicles, not so much, epic fail, but these, see the bite I already took out of it? So let's see if we can get the light adjusted just right. So yeah, so good. So these are one Smart Point. Yeah, and I promise I'll post that later. So it's, again, vanilla on the bottom, orange on the top. So it's like a dreamsicle or a creamsicle. So I don't know if there are any of you who are from around here, from around Knoxville. We used to have a place called Orange Julius. It tastes like a frozen Orange Julius. Okay, so as you all are coming in, as more people are coming in, hey Marlene, as more people are coming in, I'm gonna pop away for just a second and go stick these back in the freezer so that they don't melt, because I want to eat them when we're done. I'll be right back. Don't leave. You all entertain each other while I'm gone. I promise I'm not gonna keep leaving all during the chat. So keep talking to each other, keep coming in saying hello, and I'll come back and see them. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Just had to stick those back in the freezer so that they would be frozen when I got done. Okay, and I'll come to the second thing as soon as we get to that. Yeah, and Sybil knows Orange Julius. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. And Christy says I need some theme music. Is it theme music for leaving and coming back and waiting, or, you know, whatever? And Lacey, yes, there will be a chocolate option. But I was kind of wanting a creamsicle, so I started with orange. Okay, so today is Sunday again already, and I'm gonna do this a little bit differently. I typed up my notes before the chat because I have been so lax in getting our notes done, in getting our transcriptions done. So yeah, did you all know it's been 19 chats since I actually typed up what we talked about and posted it? And I sort of kind of feel bad, but I sort of kind of don't. So I've been, I haven't typed up our notes from the chats for 19 chats because Alyssa is here. Not like here at the loft right now, but because about the time that I typed up the last one was about the time that she made her appearance. So I've been playing grandma instead of typing chat notes. But I figured out a way. Did it today. John had to take off for Kentucky, and Karen couldn't walk today, so I had like 4 hours in the middle of I had like 4 hours in the middle of the day today that that I could actually like do stuff. Yeah, so I came up with a one-page simple format for the chats. It's not going to have every single detail of every chat on it, but it'll have the highlights of what we talked about, and that's what I'm using for my notes. So I hope y'all like this when we get done, because again, my time is free and this takes a lot of time. So I'm hoping that y'all like this new format, and it's gonna make me feel better to get them typed up. So, but anyway, so if I keep glancing over here, it's because my notes are on a computer this time instead of being on a piece of paper. Okay, so first things first, who attended a physical meeting last week or who attended our meeting last week? So you either went somewhere and attended a meeting you know, like you went to a physical location and attended a meeting, maybe an at-work meeting, or you drove somewhere. Like we go to, I think it's Cumberland Presbyterian something, Beaver Creek Cumberland Presbyterian Church. The name of the church is like this long, where we go for our meeting. But if you attended, hey Teresa, but if you attended a meeting, a physical meeting last week, or if you attended here with us, let's see a thumbs up. Oh, and I've already seen a couple of boths. Joyce and Carla went to a meeting and came here. Michelle is here. Yeah, awesome. Oh no, Phyllis had the flu. Oh Phyllis, I hope you feel better. I'm gonna say this. Okay, so everybody that attended a meeting, one or both meetings, here is your Bravo sticker. Bravo, ladies. And I even made a little Bravo thing to go on the notes. So you'll have a little, you know, sticker for later. But anyway, so here is your Bravo sticker. And oh, Esther says, my meeting was canceled. Meetings are just, let's see, UK meetings are just not the same as US. Well, come to our meeting. You can be in our meeting every week. Yeah. And oh, Angela missed the meeting because she was at Disney. I'm jealous. You need to send me some pictures. But anyway, so here are your Bravo stickers. Okay, but I'm gonna give myself a Bravo sticker because I went to my meeting last week and I know that, yeah, Melissa said she's glad I finally found the ricotta cheese. Yeah, me too. So I knew that my accountability buddy Karen was going to be out of town. She went to go see her middle daughter who will be moving to the UK in a couple of months. I don't remember the exact day, but anyway, so she went to go visit her, and so she was gone for about 5 days, and she wasn't going to be there for the meeting. So I'm lifetime. I don't have to weigh in every week. If I miss a week, I don't have to pay. So, you know, I had a couple of choices. I could either skip the meeting because my accountability buddy was not going to be there, or I could go ahead and go. So A or B. I know that's not an A or B. So I chose A, and I went on to my meeting. Then when I got in the parking lot, I was like, where's Gwen's car? Her car's not here. Oh, well, maybe she's driving somebody else's car. But somewhere in the back of my mind was this little voice saying, oh, I bet Gwen's not here today either. You just need to go ahead and drive off. Because since your lifetime, if you miss a meeting, you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay for a missed meeting. You just need to drive away. But I went inside, and sure enough, guess what? Gwen was not there. I had completely forgotten that Gwen was doing, she does the Antiques Roadshow every year for sure. And I think there are some years that she does it twice a year, but she, on those days, I want to say she gets like 40,000 steps a day. It may even be more than that, but when she does the Antiques Roadshow. But anyway, so Gwen wasn't there. And I was like, well, okay, let's see who it's going to be. It was a lady I'd never met before. So accountability buddy's not there. Yeah, John's over, my husband's over with the grandbaby without me. Hey, Tina. Walk in. And it was a lady that I've never seen before, and I'm thinking, and I don't have to pay. If I miss a meeting, I don't have to pay because I'm lifetime. And I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm not going to stay. Am I going to stay? Am I not going to stay? Am I going to stay? Am I not going to stay? I stayed. I didn't know this lady. I'd never met this lady. I didn't give her a chance. So I stayed for the meeting, and she's very different from Gwen, but I really enjoyed it, and now I'm happy I stayed. So I get a Bravo sticker. I give myself a Bravo sticker for staying. Anyway, so she was fun. I want Gwen back again next week. But, you know, she was fun, and it was a good meeting, and it was a little bit different perspective. So, again, bravo to everyone who went, and I saw lots of thumbs ups go by, so I think a lot of people attended a meeting or attended here last week. And if you are watching this later, so if you're not watching this live, then please comment below if you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, and let me know that you went to your meeting so I can give you your fake Bravo sticker. Okay, the next thing is... let's see. Okay, so the next thing is that recipe that I put in there. That is, I'll quickly go over it because it's already 8:14. How's it already 8:14? Anyway, I'll quickly go over it. That is non-fat plain Greek yogurt. The one, so if you missed it, the one that I was showing earlier that was melting, it's already back up. So if you missed it, you're just gonna have to wait and see it later. But it is plain non-fat Greek yogurt. And I use Dana and Light and Fit. Doesn't matter what brand you use, but it's plain non-fat Greek yogurt. and I use 2 different kinds. So I make 2 different things, and I'll show you, hey Lisa, and I'll show you, and I'll promise I'll do a recipe later to show you how to make it. But I do 2 different kinds of Jello pudding mix in them, sugar-free Jello pudding mix in them, and then one gets vanilla and the other one gets orange, sugar-free orange Jello, and it mixed together, and then you combine them, ooh, and it makes a creamsicle. Anyway, so if you saw earlier when I had it out, I had already snuck a bite of it, yummy. And apparently the people upstairs are running around in heels. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, sorry about that. We live in a loft, and our ceilings are 16 feet tall. 16 feet tall exposed ceilings. So yeah, I haven't heard anybody walking around up there in months. Anyway, yeah. So the other recipe that I want to show you for tonight, before we get to our meeting topics, Michelle says she wonders if that would work with homemade yogurt. I've never made anything with homemade yogurt, so I don't know. I'm assuming if it comes out to be the same consistency as store-bought yogurt. Does anybody know? I have no idea, but I think you should try it. Okay, so the other recipe I wanted to show you, this one is an oldie, but I love it. And I wanted to, oh, and thank you. Lacey says she loves my kitchen. Thank you. And apparently now they're going to play the piano. I don't know what they're doing. They must have company over. It sounds like they have a tiny child up there. If they start bowling, we're going to know. But anyway, so this one is an old one, but one day last week, I started craving this, and I don't know, I have no idea why. I don't know what happened, but I started craving this. Well, I had one of the 3 ingredients that it takes to make this, so I couldn't make them. Mary in our Facebook group makes these quite often, I think. I do too. I will caution you before I show you these. I only make just a few of them at a time because I will sit and eat them. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the yogurt cupcakes are 1 Freestyle Smart Point. So in case I didn't say that out loud, one Freestyle Smart Point. These are also 1 Freestyle Smart Point. I make these only just a couple at a time because hey Tedders, because I will sit and eat them. But they are my Fluffer Knitter Bites, and Mary and I especially love them very much. So they have, oh good, and Melissa made that man's turkey tenderloin, yay! Oh, and Publix had a turkey tenderloin again this week, so yeah, I didn't have to scream and cry about that anyway. Hey Sylvia! But these are my Fluffer Knitter Bites, and they are 1 Smart Point each. And you can see they're so fluffy. They're made with the little teeny tiny phyllo shells, the little Athenas, I think they are, phyllo shells. You can use your own phyllo if you have enough patience to roll it out, and cut it and shape it and everything. And I tried that one time, and I will never try it again. But anyway, so it's using the little tiny, phyllo shells. And then I also use fluff, and this time it was the PB2 is what I was out of. So, hey Jackie. So the PB2 is what I was out of. Okay, fluff. If you can find the Fluff brand, this is the best. One of my Canadian friends introduced me to this. Actually, it was Drizzle Me Skinny Kate. So if any of you all follow Drizzle Me Skinny, Kate from Drizzle Me Skinny, she's the one that hooked me up with this. Hey Renee, the Real Fluff. And yes, I know YouTube people, I know it's backwards. But yeah, Real Fluff, I don't know. The other stuff is fine, and if that's all you can get, use it. But Real Fluff is, it's better. Christy, the only place I can find Real Fluff is at Publix, or you can order it from Amazon. Of course, you can order everything from Amazon, but since it doesn't have to be refrigerated, you can actually get it shipped from Amazon. But every time I go to Publix, I always make sure and get one of these. And they used to carry a strawberry flavor too. Lynn, you can use Stay Puffed or Jet Puffed, I think. And yes, Kathy, it is by the marshmallows. But anyway, so fluff. And then I did not have, I had run out of PB2. That was one of the ingredients I was missing. I didn't have any phyllo shells or any PB2. So this time, instead of buying PB2, I got True Nut. I got True Nut brand, other 1. So Melissa wants to know how many points they are. The fluff is 1 point per tablespoon, but the recipe for these, they're Fluffer Knitter Bites, it's already on the blog. It's www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. It's already on there. Casey is not here to type or even like on the chat to type the website in for us because they took Alyssa to the aquarium. They took her to the aquarium of the Smokies today. Yeah, it's that Ripley's Aquarium. So she's not here, but anyway, so the Fluffer Nutter Bites are 1 smart point each. So this week I got, because I was out of PB2, I thought, well, I'll try something different. So I got True Nut powdered peanut butter, but look, this one is coconut. It's got a hint of coconut flavor added to it. Thank you, Sybil. Sybil put the website up there for me. So yeah, so what Sybil typed right there, the recipe for these are called Fluffer Nutter Bites. Fluffer Nutter Bites. So it's fluff, a little bit of powdered peanut product. This time I got True Nut, and last time, you know, I usually have PB2, but that and the little phyllo shell, 1 smart point each. Yeah, and they're already on the blog, www.IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Super easy to make. I will caution you, spray the little measuring spoon. I do want you to measure the fluff because, like, I can go crazy with fluff. You know, never, ever, never, never, ever, never. Hey, Lynn said that looks good. Lynn, ask Mary in the closed group about this. She makes these all the time. She and I are a little bit addicted to them. Never sit down with a container of fluff with just a spoon. Yeah, it disappears really fast. So when you make these, I do want you to use a measuring spoon. I just, you know, lightly spray my measuring spoon with coconut nonstick spray. It makes the fluff come out a lot easier. You're gonna get a little bit of sticky fingers, but it comes out easier if you will spray it. Okay. So that was just a couple of quick things. So let us go back to our meeting topic because I have one other thing to tell you, but I have 2 stories for you tonight. 2 stories. So yeah. Okay, I have decided to start including a freestyle tech tip or a pro tip or something. I don't know what to call it. Maybe I'll just call it a pro tip. Let's just change that right now. So I've decided to start putting a freestyle pro tip in with the chats each week because I'm seeing so many people that are not quite story time yet, Sybil. I'm seeing so many people that are struggling with freestyle, with like just kind of wrapping their head around it, you know. I've met some people that are scared. You know, they were scared to switch to freestyle. They're scared to have as much freedom. Yeah, Tracy's exactly right. Tracy says, never be alone with fluff. Don't do it. Don't do it. Remember last week I was talking about eating with witnesses? Yeah, I try not to get the fluff out unless I have witnesses. So tonight, I only put it in these and then I put it away. Yeah, I put it away. Yes, and Michelle said she signed up for my newsletter today, and was that new? I haven't posted it yet because it will have this chat on it. So Michelle, you should get that next post. It should have this chat on their next post. But we have to finish the chat first, and we have to upload it to YouTube and all the magic that happens behind that first. But Michelle, that should be the next one that posts. And Sybil, I know. So Sybil's got all these little arrows, and then it says struggle bus. So we can't, oh, and Betty ordered fluff from Amazon, yay. So we can't possibly cover every single topic at one time. So I've decided to have talk about one thing per week to try and help, trying to provide, you know, some kind of comfort. I know it has freaked a lot of people out. I've seen a lot of people on Instagram that have been bailing out Weight Watchers and either just quitting, I mean, like, quitting and not doing anything else. Okay, just quitting makes no sense at all. Okay, and Michelle said, I meant, is the newsletter a new thing? Oh, no, I post it all the time. But anyway, okay, Lacey's doctor's questioning Weight Watchers, you know, the new plan too. I think it's just because it scares people. Hey, Nene, I think it's just because it scares people because they don't. Some people don't understand it. Some people love it, embrace it. I was super, super excited about it because I got back tofu, I got back beans, I got back corn, peas. You know, I mean, those are things I like. People who don't, you know, like some of those things. Anyway, we can't possibly cover every topic tonight, and I see that y'all have questions. I will try to answer the questions later tonight or possibly tomorrow. But what we're going to talk about for today, because I'm going to try and hit one freestyle tip, topic, whatever, you know, a week. And this, okay, so this is it, and this is a test. Okay, what is this? And I'm not going to start talking again until at least 3 of you tell me what this is. What is this? Do, 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 do. And I know y'all are a little delayed, so I'll just stand here and sing in my head. Do, do, do. Okay, that's one person. It's an apple. Okay, an apple. Hey, Mary. Okay, sorry, we were just talking about Mary. Okay, yes, apple. Mary, look what I finally made tonight. I was just telling everybody how much you love these, the Fluffernutter Bites. So, yeah, so Mary is here now. Okay, Christy is the only person who got this so far. Okay, this is an apple. This is an apple, right? No, this is an apple. Can you see the difference here? Hey, Mary. Yeah, another Mary. Oh, another Mary. Yeah, this is an apple. This is two apples. So this is the pro tip for this week. You need to check your serving sizes. So, you know, I see people saying, oh, you know, I can have all I want to eat. And I'm sorry, but the Weight Watchers commercial is driving me crazy. I still love you, Weight Watchers. Yeah, and Oprah, don't call me. But hey, Janice. So don't call me. Yeah, but I don't hate it. Okay. Okay, Nana said the word hate the other day. Nana said that she hated somebody at the nursing home where she is, and I went, oh, Mom. I said, come on, hate's a pretty strong word. She said, okay, I despise her immensely. Okay, so I despise the commercial immensely because the commercial makes it sound like, the commercial says you can eat whatever you want. Okay, you can, but you still can't go berserk. I know too many people. I actually know somebody who's eating 6 bananas at a time. 6 bananas. It's not because they're hungry. They're eating 6 bananas because the commercial says you can. Okay, that's not what the commercial says. So my pro tip for today, pro tip for the week, whatever for this chat is check your serving sizes. This is 2 apples. This is an apple. If you're hungry, I buy this size. If you're hungry, you can eat the 2 apples. You can have the 2 apple size if you're hungry. You know, if you're really hungry, hey, Susie. Yeah, so if you're really hungry, if you're hungry enough to eat the 2 apple size, then eat the 2 apple size. But this is 2 apples. This is 1 apple. Okay, so 1 apple, how you know that this is 1 serving. Oh, and Michelle said, 6 bananas, can they go? I also know somebody that's eating 6 eggs at a time. And I don't think they're hungry. I think they don't understand. Anyway, so we're going to try and take 1 topic a week, and today's is check your serving sizes. So the way you know, this is 1 serving of fruit. It's smaller than my hand. So this is 1 serving of fruit. This is 2 servings of fruit. Again, you can have 2 servings of fruit if you want it. Yeah, Donner, exactly right. Fits in the palm of your hand, right. So if the apple is 1 serving, it should fit in the palm of your hand. Way back in the day. Way back in the day, because y'all know I've been doing this a long time. So way back in the day, we used to have to count our fruit. So we counted all fruit. It was not free points. And yep, Christy knows this stuff. A half of a banana is a serving. So yeah, I have bananas too. So this, Christy's exactly right. I'm not telling you to eat a half a banana, but this is 2 bananas. This is 2 servings of fruit. 2. 1, 2. I'm not telling you to cut it in half. I'm not telling you to throw the other half away. I'm not telling you that you need to find a buddy to share it with. I eat a whole banana when I eat a banana. Just know this is 2 servings of fruit. This is not 1 serving of fruit. So way back in the day when we had to count fruit and we actually had little boxes, it was all on paper and it was all paper tracking, and we had little boxes that we checked off. We had to check off if you ate a banana, 1/2 of a banana, way back then, half of a banana was 1 point. So this would have been 2 points. 2 points. So who's crying about Freestyle now since it's 0? Anyway, just remember, yeah, this is a serving. So if you're hungry, have 2 servings. But I need you to check your serving sizes because, again, okay, if you said, okay, well, I'm going to have, well, the bananas. Let's go back to them for a second. So the bananas, if you said, well, the commercial says I can eat whatever I want. Okay, that's true. but you need to start with 1 serving, or recognize that this is 2 servings. The person who's eating 6 bananas, that's 12 servings. That's 12 servings of bananas. If you want 12 servings of bananas and you feel like you need 12 servings of bananas, then by all means eat 6 bananas, and that would be 12. But my pro tip for today is check your servings. So did you all know also the Happy Meal size hamburger? So I don't eat at McDonald's anymore, or rarely ever, but the Happy Meal size hamburger, so that little bitty hamburger that comes in the Happy Meal, it's the kids meal now. That used to be the regular meal. So now we've gone to everything's supersized, everything's, you know, we all think like this is not 1 serving. So like this, this thing of tea, I've been working on this all afternoon, and I had water in between. This is diet green tea. So this is 0 points per serving, but this is about 4 servings of tea. This is about 4 servings of tea. So 4 servings of tea is not 0 points anymore. So that's the point. The point of the points that I want to make right now is just be aware of your servings. So yeah, this is not 0. This is probably 1. It's probably 1 point, but I'm working on it all day long, and I've had water in between it. So just a reminder. Also, bananas. If you're prone to high blood sugar, I know that you should probably, you know, limit. I'm not saying don't eat bananas, but you know, you probably need to limit those. But anyway, just be aware of that. So people that are struggling, yeah, please be aware of your serving sizes. This is an apple. This is 2 apples. Okay. So I will stop preaching about serving sizes. I just want y'all to be aware, you know, I love you, and I want you to be aware. Okay, so last week we talked about eat what you want. Yeah, just what I was just talking about, the eat what you want. So this is last week's weekly, and again, eat what you want. I don't disagree with this statement. I just think it needs to come with a disclaimer. So yeah, so my disclaimer is eat what you want, as long as, oh yeah, Randy said it exactly, as long as you are mindful, of what you're eating. So what we talked, this is your weekly. So if you didn't get a weekly last week, if you go to a physical meeting, don't forget to ask your leader for one, or sometimes the receptionist will have them when you go in. Always get your weekly. If you remember last week's, I made a lot of notes in. So I was especially excited about, you know, last week. So I made lots of notes. Every single page has notes on it. Plus they have really good looking recipes in them. Last week was the quick beef nachos. So I thought that sounded really good. But always pick up your weekly, and if you're online only, or if you didn't pick up a copy and you wanted to print it off from eTools, you can you know, always go back and print those from online. But yeah, so always grab one of these. Okay, so last week the topic was eat what you want. And what we were talking about is not locking yourself, you know, don't lock yourself in a food jail, because remember what that lady said, and I still haven't figured out who she is. And since Gwen wasn't there, since she wasn't there this week, I couldn't ask her, but I think it was one of the other leaders who said, if you box yourself into a little food prison, you will spend all your time planning what you eat when you break out. So, you know, don't forget that statement. You know, don't try to box, you know, don't box yourself in. And, yeah, and there's somebody else that some of y'all watch called, his name is Fat Dag. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but Lacey said, Fat Dag says, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, okay, so we will have we'll have another topic every week, but for now, we're going to continue talking about what you eat what you want. So I have, you know, my favorite foods that I had written down were Wegos, pizza, lasagna, chili or soup, and chips. Still working on the chip one, but we're going to talk about that in a second in our in story time with Kelly. But does anybody remember what your homework was? What was your homework for last week? Huh? Anybody? And Tina wants to know, where do you find a copy of the meeting topic? She missed a meeting. So if you go to a physical meeting, they should have extra copies of it there. If you don't, then there are quite a few people. Cheryl, I think, knows how to go back and look them up. You can go back when you log onto WeightWatchers.com. You can go back and look up the old ones. Standing here, I can't tell you how to do it. But you can go back, and look online. So who remembers what their homework was? Yeah, and don't disappoint me, because I think it was 2 weeks ago. Nobody did their homework. So your homework had a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Does anybody remember what that was? Sybil said, make a recipe Weight Watchers friendly. Sort of. Yeah, that's sort of it. Yeah. Debbie's put it in the closed group. She has put how to get to an old, topic. And Evie, that's pretty close. Let's see. Christy said 5 foods that are your favorites. Plan how and when and where to eat one of them. Evie says what, where, when, and whom. Yeah, so Evie's right on it. Okay. Yeah, okay, y'all are all over it. So Kim, Michelle, yeah, okay, so y'all are all around it. So your homework for last week was to, you were going to pick one of your favorites, and you were going to say, so what are you going to eat? So past tense, what did you eat? So y'all already know mine was pizza. So what did I eat? I ate pizza. Where did I eat it? We ate it here. We got carry out, and then we brought it back here. So we ate it. Here is home. Here's the loft. So we got carry out. And when did we eat it? That was on Friday night. So we eat pizza every single Friday night, because I had to be able to, if I was going to have John's buy-in, on this, I was going to have to be able to feed him pizza at least once a week. And I love pizza too. So when did you eat it? Was Friday night. And then with whom did you eat it? Was John and Dusty. But as an additional thing, on Friday nights, we cut the pizza in half, so we double slice it. And then we add a 0 or low point food with it. And I'm really hoping that John is home, because if not, we have a burglar. So are you a burglar or are you John? Okay, he's home early. Anyway, okie dokie. So that was a surprise. Didn't even hear the door open. So that's not good. Anyway, so pizza night. So what did you all have? Real quick, because I got 2 stories for you. So tell me. Okay, Debbie had chips at home. She always weighs them out at lunch, and she does the reduced fat kettle chips. Yeah, so Debbie, that would be awesome, but I wouldn't stay out of them. So I'm just gonna have to keep saying no for chips right now. Yeah. Oh, and everybody's saying hello, John. Hello. Yeah. So that was a surprise that he got home. Oh, Janice's didn't go well. It was pizza. Michelle's was spaghetti and meatballs. Ooh, Mary had Greek 7-layer dip with Stacy's pita man game tournament with her husband. Oh gosh, that sounds fun. Sylvia had pizza, but she made it on a flat out. Awesome, yeah. Evie, Lay's chips. More power to you, honey. Yeah, Sandra had a grilled chicken salad. Janice, had it all planned, but then really pigged out. So Janice, okay, that's what happens with me and potato chips. Yeah, so right now, they're just off my list. And Christy went out with her, she went out to eat, and she had a hummus appetizer and pizza for dinner. Awesome. Yeah. And Kim had, I'm not even going to say it right, boudin, rice dressing, or dirty rice in a skin. Very interesting. Yep. And Lynn was traveling, and yeah, okay, y'all nailed it. Very good. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go back and read all these later, so keep putting them on there. Okay, but I have to skip to this week, because I keep running us late. So I'm going to skip to this week, but y'all keep putting them on there, because I promise I go back and read every single one of these. I promise I do. Okay, so this week, what our chat was about is, and it's weird because it kind of segues from last week into this week. So we're going to talk about one of my foods. We're going to talk about it here in just a second, one of my red light foods. But this week's topic was be kind to yourself. And it is be kind to yourself, practice self-compassion. It can help on and off the scale. So why do you all think that being kind to yourself would help at the scale? What might that do? What might being kind to yourself do? So some examples in here are that if you treat yourself like a treasured friend, it's that simple, and yet it can be hard to do. So what they're talking about is why it's hard for us to, to treat ourselves like a treasured friend. And so this Monique is the member that they're talking to this week, and she says when she went shopping, she'd comb the clearance rack for simple basics to get her by. Looking back, what she was thinking was that she didn't deserve the clothes. She wasn't deserving of clothes that she loved and that made her feel good. So she was beating up on herself, thinking, I just deserve something off, or I don't deserve any nice clothes. I, don't deserve something pretty. I'll just get something off of the clearance rack. That's all I deserve. So sometimes we're so mean to ourselves. I mean, so mean to ourselves. So some ways, though, that being kind to yourself can help on the scale. Not only does it help you, emotionally, it can help on the scale because it can help you to feel more positive about your body. It can help you feel more satisfied with life. And if you feel more satisfied with life, then you're more likely to stay on plan and more likely to do some things for yourself like exercising, and to feel better about that. You can be less stressed. And let's face it, if we're less stressed, probably not going to eat as much. I am a stress eater. And you can be it can help you be more physically active because it's fun rather than something that you think you should do. So that's where I have finally gotten to with physical activity, is it's, now it has become fun, and it can help you maintain your weight loss. So the more positively you speak to yourself, the more it can help with this. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick sip because I have 2 stories to tell you now. Okay. So one of the stories is hopefully gonna make you mad, and one of them is not gonna make you mad. So if you don't know me very well, if you haven't been around me for a long time, hang in there. I promise we'll get through this. But the first story is going to make you mad. So a couple of weeks ago, a friend told me that she was having trouble with chips. Imagine that, having trouble with potato chips, and she had gone to the grocery store. Hey, Stacy. She had gone to the grocery store to get something for dinner that night, and chips would have been a perfect side to go with them. So, she got everything else that she needed for what they were going to have for dinner, and everything else was on plan. It was turkey burgers, the Healthy Life hamburger buns, which are 2 Smart Points each, all light stuff, to go with it. So it was going to be right on plan, and it was going to be, a delicious dinner, but it was going to be an on-plan dinner. But she meandered down the chip aisle and was looking, and thought, well, I'll get some chips, and it'll be okay, because I'll just eat a handful, or like I'll count out, 14 chips, because most kinds of chips, about 14 for regular chips, like for Lay's chips and things, is a serving size. So I'll count out 14 chips, and that'll be 4 points, and I've got 4 points, so it won't be any big deal. So she went ahead and got the rest of her groceries, got the chips, and went home. Got everything made. Everything was going great. Counted out her chips. Counted her chips. Had it all going on, and then went back and got another handful of chips, and then another handful of chips, and then when it was time to clean everything up before going to bed, guess what was still sitting out? The rest of that bag of chips. A regular size bag of chips. So she stayed up late and ate the rest of the bag of chips. So anyway, so she told me this, and again, I'm getting ready to make you mad, but hang in there with me. So she ate the rest of the bag of chips, and then, and then here it came, why did I do that? Why do I mess up like that all the time? What's going on? And so my thoughts were, that was stupid. Why did you do that? Why did you even buy them? You have a problem with a full-size bag of chips. Why did you even buy them? There was no reason to buy them. You didn't need them. It wasn't part of the dinner. There was no reason for you to buy them. Okay, don't get mad and go away. I promise there's more to the story. Anyway, I was like, that was stupid. You knew what was going to happen. You just set yourself up for failure. So yeah, don't know what you were thinking. Okay, don't hang up on me yet. So another friend last week came to me and said, hey, I feel really bad. I have not done Weight Watchers for 2 months. I kind of fell off the wagon. Okay, I didn't just fall off the wagon. I fell off the wagon, I flipped it over, I set it on fire, and I quit. I quit 2 months ago. And I said, what do you mean you quit 2 months ago? And she said, I quit. And I said, no, you didn't quit. You took a 2-month break. but you're back. You know, you obviously know what to do. You're back. You know, you didn't quit. And she was really worried and upset. She was worried and upset that everybody was going to be mad at her, that nobody, you know, that everybody didn't want her back, you know, that we didn't want her back, you know, at Weight Watchers. And I don't know what she thought was going to happen, but anyway, she was really, really mad at herself, really upset with herself. And her husband asked her, he said, why aren't you going? And she said, well, I'm not going because I'm embarrassed. I've gained, you know, part of my weight back, and she had lost at this point probably a little over 50 pounds. She said, I'm embarrassed. I've gained part of my weight back. They're not going to want me. They probably don't even have my registration, you know, stuff there. So there's no point in going back, you know, whatever. She just kind of, you know, I hate the term throwing the baby out with the bathwater, but she'd kind of done that. So I sat with her and said, we want you back. You're doing great. You've still lost. Yeah, okay, you've gained back a little bit of weight, but you have come so far. Oh my gosh. Look how much weight you've lost. That's the most you've ever lost. You're still here. You're coming back. You know what to do. You know what to do. You absolutely will and can do this. You can do this. Your husband is so smart for sending you back. I'm so happy that you have a support, you know, a support system like that. You know, and yeah, okay, and yeah, and Jackie says, I understand, embarrassing. Yeah, and I said, honestly, there's no reason to be embarrassed. There's none. And I said, every single one of us has done it. None of us are here because we never fell off the wagon. It happens to everybody, everybody. And you know what she said when she left? I'll see you next week. Yay! Okay, do you know what the difference is in those two stories? So in one story, I was hard on her. I mean, called her stupid, said, you know, you knew what was going to happen. Why did you keep doing this? I mean, I was so hard on her in story number 1. And in story number 2, I mean, I really, really felt in my heart, she can do this, you know, whatever. So do you know what the difference is? Do you know what the difference is between the two stories? Anybody want to guess? Any guesses? We're doing great on time, by the way. Anybody want to guess why I was so hard on the first person and why I was so sympathetic and understanding? Yeah, Christy's exactly right. Person number 1 was me. That was me. Yeah. So why? Yeah, Janice is right. Yeah, story number 1 was me. Donna's right. I'm the chips lady. Yeah, Tracy's right. The chips girl was me. So, yeah. So why? It's the same story. And Kim, you're exactly right. Phyllis is right. Yeah, y'all are smart. You're smart. Joyce is smart. You're all so smart. Yeah. So, yeah, Mary's exactly right. So why are we so hard on ourselves? So I know that I can't have chips, you know, and I know that I have a problem with them, and I know that I can't put them into individual bags, you know, but why do we talk to ourselves like that? If somebody had called me and said, you know, hey, look, you know, I was supposed to get, whatever, turkey burgers and, you know, the light hamburger buns and, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I really messed up. I went down the aisle, you know, and I went down that aisle and I ended up with chips, and I know I can't stay away from chips. What I would have said to that person, what I would have said to anyone else is completely different than what I told myself. Okay, so this week was as much about me as it is about you. So I know that bad self-speak it's one of the worst things that you can do for yourself. I understand it. I get it. I know it. I preach it all the time. Yeah. And Lynn says the egg lady is the chip lady. Yeah. I don't want to be known as the chip lady. But I know it. I get it. I understand it. And I preach it all the time. But it's still so hard. It's so hard to step out of that moment, you know, to just step back out of that moment and think, okay, so this happened. It happened. You know, I, consumed probably 3/4 of a bag, at least, probably more like 7/8 of a bag. But anyway, you know, of the big bag of, of chips. So it happened. It's done. It's over with, move on. But it's hard when you're in that moment to step back when it's you. It's very easy to give other people advice, but it's hard when it's yourself. Okay, so it was so easy to give the other person advice when, uh-oh, what happened? Well, I can't even have veggie strips. Oh yeah, Janet. So yeah, Janet says, wow, I can't even have veggie strips in closed snack size from Costco. I've been sneaking down the basement where they're kept. Yeah, that is me. So here's the decision I made. Even though 2 weeks ago, we said we can eat whatever we want. I can't eat chips. I can't do that. I can't, you know, I can't stop myself. And I know that. So what I'm going to do instead after this week, hey Loretta. So after this week though, the positive self-speaking, what I have decided to do is that if I'm in that situation again, now if I'm out, like if I'm at somebody else's house, you know, when I have witnesses, I can control myself. When I'm in somebody else's situation, like if I was at a business meeting and they had served lunch and they gave us one thing of chips, I would never go back up and get more. The sneaking is bad for me. I used to do that a lot, and that's why now I try to only eat, you know, in front of witnesses. But yeah, I mean, but when I'm around other people, I would never do that. So what I have decided to do instead of beating myself up over it, so instead of setting myself up for that and putting myself in that position, what I've decided to do is, since if there's only a little bag of chips, just one little bag of chips, that's all I can eat. So I'm not going to do this very often, but if we're in that situation again, I think what I'm going to do is buy everything, you know, that I need to make the rest of the meal, and then I'm only going to get the two little bags of chips, one for me and one for John. That way I can eat the whole little bag of chips, and it's done and it's gone, and I don't have to beat myself up over it, and I don't have to be, you know, I don't have to be so, you know, at myself for eating the chips. So I think part of knowing how to be a good cheerleader for yourself is to know what things are going to set you off, what things you can, you know, pump yourself up about. And like, I'm a great cheerleader when it comes to exercising. So I can say to myself, okay, because I think in that sense, because and I think Casey's here now, so I'm just going to say, because I'm a little bit competitive, I'm a teeny tiny bit, just a teeny tiny bit competitive. So I can compete with myself and say, okay, I did, you know, we did 10 of those, you know, last week we did 10 of those on whatever weight. So this week I don't want to do 12 of them or 15 or, you know, or whatever. So I can be a great cheerleader when I'm trying to do more, you know, when I'm trying to do more things. But it's the same, that's the same thing for some people to say, oh, well, you know, I didn't get up this morning. I got up late again. You know, the alarm clock didn't get off, or I didn't get everything done that I was supposed to get done, so I don't get to work out. You know, I don't get to work out, so forget it. You know, I'm lazy and I'm never going to get this done or whatever. So that same kind of self-speak. Yeah, Janet says Kelly loves Fitbit challenges. I really do. And I'm not going to lie. I have walked around the loft or up and down the, you know, up and down the street trying to make sure that I'm in the top, you know, 3 or so for the Fitbit challenges. But anyway, but it's the same thing for people who are struggling with, you know, getting up to exercise. You know, it's too easy to be, you know, beat yourself up over what you can't do or whatever. And I think, Susie, was it you that had, I think it was Susie that had, she had surgery on her Achilles tendon. Am I saying this? Am I repeating this story correctly? You'll have to remember there's 11,000 of you. So, and you know, some weird little details about things I can remember, but yeah, Susie. Okay. So is it your Achilles tendon that you had surgery on? So it would have been really easy. It was fairly significant. You know, it wasn't like she had an ingrown toenail removed or something. So it would have been really easy for, oh, I got it right. Yay. So I get another Bravo sticker. But anyway, so it would have been really easy though for her to go, forget it. You know, I'm down and out, you know, now, so I'm just going to sit over here on the couch and I'm going to eat chips and just forget about it until I'm healed because I'm broken, you know, or whatever. But she didn't. So she was doing like leg lifts or like an air bicycle or something. That part of it, I can't, you know, exactly remember what it was, but something, you know, some exercise that she could do, you know, so she was her own best cheerleader. Come on, Susie, you can do it. You can do something else while your leg is mending. You can do something else. You know, you don't need to just sit here. So we're going to talk about being cheerleaders. Leg lifts. Yes. Thank you, Susie. So, because as usual, I've run us till almost the end. We're going to talk about being a cheerleader. So, some of the things that you can do. to be a cheerleader. Like they have, you know how they always have in your weekly, oh, let's see what the recipe is. This week's recipe. Really, Facebook? Really? Really? You couldn't make it 6 more minutes. Okay. So for anyone who's still there, and of course now, it's caused me to have a little hot flash. But anyway, so for anybody who's still there, I will finish. And if you are not still there, then I will mix these together and you can just watch the end of it later. But anyway, so sorry about that. So the unhelpful thought was, I can't believe I slept through my dance class this morning. I've ruined all my progress. So sleeping through one dance class didn't ruin all your progress. So yay, some of y'all are coming back. So yeah, don't you just love it when Facebook does that? But anyway, that's part of being live, I guess. We need to have a bloopers reel sometime, although I don't know if it's recording me. I don't know if when I go away and y'all can't see me, I don't know, and I should actually probably watch it sometime because I don't know if it's recording me sitting over here going, you know, like, yeah, and having a meltdown. So yeah, that would make a pretty funny bloopers reel sometime. But anyway, so that was the unhelpful thought, was that, you know, if you missed one dance class, so I've ruined all my progress. Yeah, missing one, getting up late one time didn't ruin all your progress. So then the helpful thought that they suggested was, if this happened to my friend, I wouldn't think she ruined her progress. I'd think she must have been tired. Maybe she needed a nap. Maybe she needed to sleep in. Maybe the kids stayed up all night. Maybe one of the kids was up sick. Maybe she had to work late. I think she must have been tired, so I'll try to go to bed earlier tonight and get to a class tomorrow morning instead. Yeah, so it's easy enough. That's easy enough. Okay, and then the next unhelpful thought was, this week has been so busy, I had trouble staying within my budget. I failed. Okay, no, you didn't fail because you didn't stay within your budget. You know, 1 week, 1 day, 1 week, what, you know, whatever. So the helpful thought was, I did struggle to stay within my budget, but I had a lot going on. You know, like Lynn's been traveling, you know, I had a lot going on. That doesn't mean I failed. It happens to everyone from time to time. I'll make a plan to get back on track. Okay, so those are just a couple of little helpful things. Your homework for this week, now that Facebook's already barfed on us, but your homework for this week is, so I want to say, you know, first of all, why is it that we have such kind and sweet words for everybody else, but we're so critical of ourselves? So I know, I mean, it's like that in, you know, in all of life. You know, if somebody else was running late, if you were meeting somebody for lunch, totally non, you know, Weight Watchers related, if you were meeting somebody else for lunch, you know, and they were late, you wouldn't say, okay, unless this was a friend that was habitually late, but you know, you wouldn't just say, oh no, never mind, you're 5 minutes late, we're not going to have lunch, we can't have lunch now because you're late. You wouldn't do that. And if you were running 5 minutes late, you wouldn't say, well, never mind, we're not going to have lunch because I'm running 5 minutes late. You wouldn't just, you know, bail out on everything. So I don't know why we beat ourselves up so much over this. I do it too, though. Me too. But anyway, so what I want you to do for your homework is I want you to write down a scenario that, you know, might be one where somebody might feel bad. So like I got up late, or I ate a whole bag of chips, or you know, I didn't go to my meeting, or I missed the chat because I was watching Dancing with the Stars. Was anybody in that boat? Or Facebook Live pooped out on us. So forget it, just never gonna do another live, you know, because Facebook Live, you know, went away. So I want you to write down, so I want you to get something, a note card, a piece of paper, something, and write down a scenario that could, you know, that could make, you know, that makes you feel bad. Something that could happen that makes you feel bad. Maybe it's something that did happen, you know, and for mine, it was the chips, you know, eating the entire bag of chips. Okay, then I want you to write, so after that, then I want you to write a note to yourself. Christy says you can't leave us. Well, Christy, you know where to find me. So yeah, I can't leave you. But then I want you to write a note to yourself using your normal tone. So not your, I just watched the chat and so now I have to sound sweet tone. Yeah, so I don't want that one. I don't want the, you know, I just listened and now I feel all full of love and gushy and everything tone. I want you to write down what you really would have said to yourself, you know. So for mine, it was the, what were you thinking? Why did you even go down the chip aisle? You don't need anything else on the chip aisle. So that's what I wrote on my note. So I'm just write that on there. But then I want you to write the same note, but I want you to write it as if you're writing it to a friend who's having a hard time. So write the same note again, you know, so it's the same scenario, but write a note like you would be writing to somebody that was having a hard time. So in my instance, I wrote what I would write to somebody if someone else had called me and said, oh my gosh, I just ate a whole bag of chips. Now what? So I wrote, you know, what I would have written to them. And you're going to be shocked. You may not be shocked, but we should be saddened at how different, you know, the two notes, you know, are going to sound. Okay, then after you get done, then I want you to take your note and I want you to fold it in half. So, you know, if it's on an index card or if it's on a piece of paper or whatever, then I want you to fold it in half. And then I want you to write on the outside of it, the note, I want you to write on the outside of it what this is for. And you should have little notes all over your house or on your refrigerator. And I have like sticky notes on all over mine. So, but what I want you to write on the outside of this one is, open me when you need a BFF. So a best friend forever. So open me when you need a BFF. So if you don't have somebody you can call that day, so let's say that the chip incident was so terrible that you can't call somebody, or like my friend who had been gone for a couple of months. I think working up the nerve to just tell somebody was probably the biggest thing that was, you know, that was keeping her from coming back. She didn't want to have to admit somebody, I have a problem. You know, it's easy. I don't want to say it's easy, but I think it's easier sometimes for people to say, for people to say, you know, like go to an AA meeting and say, you know, I have a drinking problem, or I have a gambling problem, or I have a, you know, whatever. It's so hard for us to come and say, you know, hey, hi, I'm Kelly. You know, I have a chip problem. You know, and there's not a 12-step program for chip eaters, you know, for people who eat chips. The friend that I'm talking about also told me that one of her friends explained it to her. She goes, oh, well, you know, you're a finisher. And I said, God, I never thought about it that way. I am too. I'm a finisher. If I open something, I'm going to finish it. That's why I said never, ever, never, never, never just open that fluff jar and just sit there with a spoon, because I could probably sit there until the whole thing was finished. But anyway, so fold your note. When you don't have somebody you can call, when you're too embarrassed to call somebody, because it's going to happen. It is going to happen. I'm sorry, but it's going to happen. There's going to be things are going to happen, and you're not going to want to call somebody or not talk to somebody or go find a friend at work, or, you know, or find somebody else, or come on here, you know, and tell us. You can come on here and tell us, and you can go in the closed group and tell us, you know. I promise I'm not going to kill you and eat you. I used to tell Casey that all the time. Go talk to that person. Go. I promise they're not going to kill you and eat you. But yeah, but for that one day, because I'm sorry, it'll happen that one time that you can't, you just need to not beat up on yourself, but you just can't go, you know, talk to somebody else. Pull out your BFF note. So on the outside, I want you to write open me when you did BFF, because there's going to be a day when you're going to need one. Okay, so since Facebook pooped on us. Yeah, and Mary says chips happen. Yep, chips happen. You are so right. Yeah, it was a snacksident. It really was. It was a snacksident. But anyway, so since it pooped out on us, and now I'm gonna have to spend extra time gluing these two together, but at least I figured out how to do that. Then I am going to go ahead and wrap up. And since I have a surprise husband home, and Dusty is, come here. Dusty, come here. Come here, buddy. Okay, hold on, I may have to go get him. Come on, buddy, come here. No, he's being lazy. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. I'm coming. I need that theme music that Christy was talking about. Okay, apparently he did not like the bench that I moved over here for him to sit on. I thought that he would be happy with it, but he wasn't really happy with it. It's made him nervous. But anyway, okay. So, everybody, I want you to say something nice to yourself today, this week, before next week. You do have homework. That's your homework. So I'm going to be asking everybody, did you write your note to yourself? And I want to know, if you make fluffernutters, can you see he's smelling them? He's like, oh, yeah, fluffernutters, I like those. So yeah, if you make fluffernutters, let me know how you like them. And I'll get the recipe posted for the orange stuff soon, the orange Julia stuff soon. So, oh yeah, Debbie said Primera doesn't like it when she moves furniture either. I thought it would be sweet. It's a little bench. It's a bench that he loves to sit on. But anyway, okay, everybody, I'm going to go get to work getting these glued together so that I can get them posted. And I'm going to eat a couple of fluffernutters. So everybody have a great week. Have an awesome week. I will see you next week, and I will expect you to do your homework. Have an awesome one. Bye.